So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Suicide Squad video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you this incredible DEADSHOT build that will use infinite amount of traversals. You'll get your traversals back instantly, and you can just keep popping it. It's absolutely wild, and especially important now when the burn meta is about to get nerfed. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join me over on stream, as I stream 6 times a week. And otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So as you can see from the footage here, this build is absolutely nuts. You can just chain through traversal attack after traversal attack and just keep on doing damage. Whilst you're doing this damage, you're also invulnerable as well. So it makes a very, very potent build to get all the way up the mastery levels, especially now as the burn meta is going to be nerfed. So expect to see different builds come to the forefront. So let's talk about what exactly this build is doing first. So what we are doing here is we are leaning into traversal resource in order to get traversal resource back, and then using DEADSHOT's talent tree in order to do that as well. So first of all, here's the skill tree, and one of the important skills here is that we are going to use this top up. Performing a fuel dump traversal attack has a 50% chance to refill 25% of the fuel dump resource. Now this is really, really important because obviously it gives us 25% straight out of the way, and then every single time we are killing an enemy, with the way that the build works, we are getting a chance to get that resource back even further. Now, it does seem to be coming back a little bit faster than I anticipated, and I am unsure whether this is 50% chance to refuel on hit for each enemy, but whatever way it is working incredibly well. So feel free to take a screenshot of this skill tree as we move on to the loadout. So now that the burn meta is about to leave us, we have gone back to the Bane tier set 3 set. So everybody will be aware of how this set works, but essentially the really important one here is all enemies hit with traversal attack become crazed, and each enemy killed while Bane's Fury is activate generates 10% traversal attack resource. Killing an enemy also will give us 5 stacks of Bane's Fury. So this will keep the set going by traversal attacks. Those traversal attacks will fuel more traversal attacks, and combine that with the amount of resource that we've got on our rolls and the skill in our skill tree that gives us a 50% chance to get 25% resource back, and all of a sudden you can see how we are chaining those traversal attacks. So we have the sniper here, and the roles that we're going to go for is damage against the infuse, shield harvest chance, which is important, and we'll get onto that, and then ammo from critical hit. For the next slot, we're going to be using what will be our primary weapon here. This is a building thunder. We've got, again, damage to infuse enemies, assault rifle capacity, and assault rifle ammo from critical hits, just to make sure that we don't run out of ammunition. We do need to shield harvest, and we'll get onto that now. So the shield harvest mechanism we're going to be using is that harvesting enemies that has a 100% chance to drop a grenade. Now this is important if we do only have a couple of enemies around, and we need to make sure that we need a grenade ammo in order to get our traversal back. And to do this, we are going to be using a grenade called the nesting doll. Now hitting an enemy who is counterable with this grenade makes it throw out 5 more live grenades. Now, especially for the beacon mission that you've seen on screen already in this video, you will see that you have a lot of enemies around you and they will be counterable. Also, when you're doing the other incursions, as you're also going over to those platforms to get rid of those enemies, they are often counterable. So if you throw a grenade and you're without a traversal attack, this will ensure that you get it back. Because we are getting 3% traversal attack resource for each enemy hit, we do not need to kill. So by the fact that this is spawning 5 more live grenades and they are going to hit enemies as well, this will mean that we get our traversal attack back fast if we ever come out of it. So it's really, really important that you use this grenade. You could use other cluster grenades as well, but this one just works really well. In terms of shields, we are going to be using the turtle shell. When I hit at least one enemy with an enhanced traversal attack, I am immune to all damage for 5 seconds. The duration is increased by 2 seconds for each enemy killed, up to a maximum of 15 seconds. We are always going to be using our traversal attack here, which means that we are going to be having a ton of immunity here. This is the survivability of the build, and of course we are going to roll on traversal attack resource, and then if we are immune, our shield is probably going to be at 100%, so we're going to roll on shield damage onto there as well. The traversal mod that we're going to use is the Turtle Steel Force Conduit, still best in slot here. We're going to be moving around a lot. It's going to give us loads and loads of damage, and of course if we do stand still, we're going to get some damage reduction. The Titan's tolerance here to roll off so that we get the 3-stack bonus here. We're getting damage to crazed enemies and then a couple of grenade damages rolls here. There wasn't anything else that I chose that I really wanted to roll onto here, so we went with a grenade damage as well. Finally, it's going to be the Jinx's lucky coin here. Critical hit damage because we're DEADSHOT. Ammo pickup radius because we might run out of some. And then damage to crazed enemies because everybody's going to be crazed because of our tier 3 set, allowing that the traversal attack is going to craze every single enemy. Final thing just on the talents as well, we're going to be rolling into crazed here and damage to brute enemies, and then splitting our damage as we level up between Batman and Flash and Fuse. This will ensure that we are ready for any of the enemies that might come our way. So in terms of the playstyle, it's really simple. We're going to be using our traversal attack as much as possible. We want to be aiming for the large groups if we can, and we want to be throwing a grenade when we don't have a traversal. Do not throw your grenade when you have a traversal in your pocket. That way, that when you do eventually run out of traversal, maybe you're fighting just one brute and you might run out of traversal, you can throw that grenade and that will get you your traversal back. The suicide strikes also gives you a little bit of traversal attack resource as well, so don't forget that. And of course, you can use your squad ultimate to slow down time, which will allow you to get your stacks back and just target certain enemies. Of course, we're not using the stack deck here. You could put the stack deck in, but you are going to have to find a way to get that tier 3 bonus in because it's super important. And the only option I can see for you to do that is to swap the grenade out for the tier 3 grenade instead, and you'll be able to debuff some enemies. But if you use your AI bots and put stack decks on all of those guys, you should have more than enough damage to get to 50 and beyond up the mastery levels. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join me over on stream as I stream 6 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.